Hey everybody, thank you so very much for taking time for tuning into the video. This is Troy here. Well, I was answering some comments that I got over the long weekend on my YouTube videos, and I felt I had to make a video about this comment, and not calling any certain person out, but just responding to the comment, because I've gotten certain comments about this before in different videos that I made about prepping. And I've answered their comments, which I answered this one too, but I felt that this will just, I'd make a blanket video to tell people we can refer them right to this video. So the person was pretty much saying that they get tired of seeing videos about people about prepping on YouTube, and pretty much the preppers were or are pretty much paranoid in his opinion. And also in the same sentence saying that's the same thing with people who believe in UFOs and little green men. And of course everybody has a right to their opinion, and so do I. If somebody thinks that because I have a 72-hour bug out bag, then that is paranoid, then most certainly go ahead and think so, but I don't think so. If somebody thinks also if I have a first aid kit, or if I have emergency candles, or a emergency blanket, water purification tablets, stores of water and food, if you want to think that's being paranoid, then fine, you go ahead and think that. I personally think when somebody prepares for something that's going to happen, and whatever they want to believe in, if they believe in the government's going to take over, or little green men, if that's what they believe in, then more power to them. For the most part, people think preppers are crazy and just out of their mind, and some might very well be, but most preppers are very nice, great people, great community, and preppers mainly are loving people that are loving their family, and that's why they prepare. Somebody that doesn't prepare really is not thinking about their family, if they have a family at all, and a lot of people do. You're not thinking about your family, especially if you have children. You're not giving them the benefit of life if something does happen. And then I've had comments where people are saying, people are dreaming there's never going to be an shtf or a wrl situation. Well, guess what, guys? The last one that comes to memory, what was it, 10 years ago, Katrina? Hundreds of people died because they weren't prepared. They couldn't get out. They drowned in their homes. They died from exposure. You saw people dead in the streets. People were killed in the streets for what they had. The local police in certain areas were actually confiscating guns. If you don't think something like that is going to happen again, of course it's going to happen again. We don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. And for somebody that tell me that I'm being paranoid, that's not being paranoid whatsoever. So I'm assuming also the same person that said that thinks I'm paranoid if I have a police scanner, or if I have a NOAA weather radio, or if I have plenty of flashlights and batteries on hand, if I have a survival knife. I guess that means I'm paranoid too. To me, that's just being prepared and being safe, and also thinking about not only myself but my family. So of course, with my preparing, I also have guns, so I must be paranoid too as well. But no, a lot of the guns that I have purchased was thinking about preparing. Having a sidearm like a 9mm or a .45 caliber, having an AR. I also have an AK, a shotgun, different a .22 rifle just in case if we need to hunt some small game. So I guess I'm paranoid too, if that's what you think. But again, I'm thinking about my family and protecting my family, and also putting food on the table if I need to, if my food storage runs out. So you call it paranoid, I call it love and protection. And then surely I must be paranoid if I have a stockpile or stores or hoard, like people like to call it. I have hoard of ammo. If I have all this 22 long rifle and all this 7.62 by 39 and all this 9 millimeter and all the other ammo that I have, surely if I have thousands and thousands of rounds of ammo for each gun, I must be paranoid. No, it's not paranoid. It's being smart. It's being sensible. And if somebody can afford what they're buying and still take care of their family and still take care of their home and their bills and still can do this to a certain extent, then there's nothing wrong with it. And people can go overboard. We've all seen the different shows on TV where some people just, live this. And I've had numerous comments, and I know a lot of others have. That what are you going to do? You're just one person or a couple of people in your family. You can't fight the government. If that's what some people are prepping for, then that's fine. That's not what I'm prepping for. That's not what I think about every day, because I don't think about this every day. A lot of times I don't think at all. But it's just in case something happens, like mainly a natural disaster or a man-made disaster, that because your city or state or our government is not going to be there to hold your hand and feed you and clothe you and protect you. It's your responsibility to do that for yourself and your family. And if you don't think that way, then you're not being a man if you have a family. I remember years ago, about 20 years ago, at my job, I remember there was a conversation, a kind of heated conversation going between a young guy that had two small kids and a woman that had, that was older than him. Probably he was in his 20s and she was in her 40s. And he made a comment, well, she kind of questioned his manhood a little bit. And he says, well, I'm a man, I've got a family and kids. And she said it perfectly, that just because you have a family and kids doesn't make you a man if you're not taking care of the family and your kids. Not making sure that they're clothed and fed and a roof over their heads. And the same thing goes with prepping. Nobody says that you have to buy tons and tons of stuff, but if you're not doing anything, then shame on you. That you're not being a man and you're not there to protect your family and your children. And let me tell you something, mark my words, if something happens in your area, you'll be the first one going to a friend's or a neighbor's house, knocking at the door, begging that you need food or water or anything like that. And if they're kind enough to let you have some, then good for you. But in some cases, people have already had a mindset that they're not going to help out others because they need what they need, and that's it. So in closing, if you want to go ahead and think people that are preppers are paranoid, then you go ahead and think that, but you're going to be the one that's going to be knocking on their door, like I said earlier, wanting some of their food or some of their water, and most of the time you're not going to get it unless you find some really nice people out there. And like I said, some people will help you or take you in, but then some people are not. And then also there's people out there that are that have already said have said on YouTube and other forums that their plans are that they're not going to prep that much except have guns, and they're just going to go ahead and take from other people too as well. That's why, and people are going to loot, and that's why people need to have guns to protect themselves, because like I said, 911 ain't going to work. Your nice little cell phones and smartphones are not going to work in these terrible situations. And it doesn't have to be a big a natural disaster. You have the floods and fires out west. That can be if you're affected, be a SHTF WRL, or at least an SHTF situation. So please, if you really care about your family, and hopefully you do, then at least start prepping just a little bit. And if you don't wish to, that's fine, but don't put other people down for doing it. So that's my take on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed and you want to know how to, at the end of the video, you'll see where it says to subscribe. Click the button. I've made it so you can click right on there and makes it easier to subscribe. And always thank you for watching, and we will see you guys next time.